Hey guys, welcome to On Your Mind podcast. I am your host, Melissa de Loera, and I am so excited for this episode because it was highly requested from a lot of you in regards to how does one stay motivated in the gym, having discipline, as well as just kind of like a fitness guide in regards to your fitness journey. We're going to be going into this together and it's going to be great. So before we do go ahead and dive in super deep, I do want to ask you guys, so it's kind of like when your friend asks you, how are you? And then how they ask you like, no, but how are you really? And you're like, dang, you really want to know how I'm doing, right? It just hits different. So I genuinely deeply want to know, how do you feel about your fitness journey? And I want you to be so honest with yourself and kind of really be blunt. How are you doing in regards to maybe you haven't started your fitness journey, but it's been on your mind, or, you kind of fell off, or you're not really seeing results, or maybe you have started your fitness journey and you're killing it. Whatever it is, I want you to answer that and carry that answer throughout the podcast with yourself because it's going to be important and I'll show you guys later on. But as far as it goes with this episode, I don't want this to be an episode you listen to and then you kind of just forget about it. You don't change anything. I genuinely want today to be the day that you decide to make that change. We're not waiting for 2025. I know it's September, so we're going to have all these goals. Like, we're not waiting for new year, new me. We're not waiting for next week. We're not waiting for the month to come. We're going to do this today. And whether it is if you just take a progress photo, you kind of make your goals, today is definitely the day where we're going to put towards our fitness journey. And whenever I did ask you guys like to kind of be honest with yourself of what you really think about yourself, it's the reason why I even asked that is because it's so important what you think about yourself when it comes to your fitness journey. And the reason why I say that is our brain soaks up and sometimes can't tell what's reality and what's not. So whether whatever someone tells you something, your brain soaks it up and tends to kind of believe it, or if you're hard on yourself, you're like, I look fat, I'm not feeling myself, I am too skinny. Whatever the matter is, your brain will pick that up and that's how you'll start feeling. And it kind of goes not just with fitness, but your everyday life. Let's say you wake up and you're like, today is a horrible day. I know we sometimes have those days, right? Instead of thinking it as a blessing, like, oh, I have to do this, I have to do that. You get to switch your brain around and be like, I get to do this, I get to do that. And I noticed this was so important because back in the day, I actually used to get bullied for being so skinny, to the point where people would be like, oh, you need to eat. Like, oh, she don't eat. Like, you're so skinny, you're going to disappear. Like, just crazy things, right? Back in the day, yes, I did let people get under my skin. And I wish at that time I had the amount of self-love I do now, because I realize how important it is for, the way you feel about yourself. And I always try to talk to myself nicely, like, you look good now, like, like you're doing great, you're looking great. And I feel like once I do that and I look in the mirror, I'm just like, wow, I'm amazed at myself, instead of being so hard on yourself all the time. That's where self-love and fitness really goes hand in hand, because now I'm like, okay, what about now? Do I need to eat more? Do I need to lift more? Like, tell me. But you know what? I actually genuinely don't care. And that's where your mindset needs to get to. No matter what anyone says about you, no matter what anyone thinks, like, this is your journey alone. And none of that matters as long as the way you feel about yourself. Because now, like, as I mentioned, I genuinely don't care what anyone has to think, has to say. And I've realized the freedom with that and how in tuned it's made me within myself. So kind of having control of your reality in that way helps with fitness as well, because then you start realizing, like, you get more self-esteem to like want to do more. I want it to be where you're just strong enough to block out what anyone has to say. And it just matters between you, you versus you type of thing. And that's so important. In regards to your fitness journey, I genuinely right now, whether you're listening to my voice and you're able to do it, or you go ahead and do this later on, I want you to take a good look in the mirror. And why that's so important is it's going to have to do with your goals. So take a good look in the mirror, kind of look at yourself and be like, like I really want to change my arms. I really want to change my legs. Whatever it is, I genuinely want you to be honest. And the reason for that is because it helps kind of break into your goals of what to do. Because I know I never did. I never had a goal when I was younger and lifting. I would just lift weights. I felt like that's what it was. And it's not. It goes deeper than that. So I want this to be more structured for you to kind of have a path of where to go. And for instance, like for me, I have my goals right now. Let me just go ahead and tell you mine currently is I want bigger hamstrings. I want bigger quads. As well as, who doesn't want a bigger dumpy, right? Like I want my glutes bigger and then I want my abs more toned. That's kind of my outer goals right now, right? And also my inner goals is I actually have PCOS. I'm always bloated. I have food sensitivity and I always have to watch what I eat and I'm always tired. So inner wise, I try to work on that. And when it comes to your goals, I want you guys, I'm gonna go ahead and take my phone out for this because I don't want to butcher this, okay? But when it comes to your goals, I want it to be the type of goals of SMART goals. And what exactly that is specific, measurable, achievable, relevant, and time-bound goals. And the reason why I love that so much when it comes to fitness is because it gives us structure and being realistic with yourself. We can make goals and just kind of throw them to the side, but these make it so structured where you could create a schedule out of it and just kind of measuring it through. So with the goals I just told you guys, with the SMART goals, you could go ahead and map it out, okay, so for me, instance, I want to be doing legs. Like I want to build my legs. So I'm gonna be implementing legs 3 times a week. That's my measurable, right? And I realized I don't like lifting in the afternoon. So I'm gonna have to wake up early now, have the discipline to wake up and whether it's 7 a.m., 5 a.m., whatever it is, to work out in the morning. So that's me being realistic with myself, because if I wasn't being realistic, then I'll never hit my goals. I'll be like, you know what? Yeah, I'm gonna hit a 5 a.m. workout. Snooze, never goes. The afternoon gets busy. Trust me, I know how it goes. And then you don't get your workout in. So it's so important to have SMART goals, to have that kind of structure. Something else I really want to talk about is I feel like it's so important to find what works for you. And the reason why I want to really talk about this, it's because let's talk about social media real quick, okay? When it comes to fitness, I feel like you could just quickly look up a workout and be like, you know what? Let's make up a name. I'm gonna do Cassie's workout, okay? Cassie's telling me to do this, do that. You go to the gym, right? Hate it. You despise every bit of what you did. And you're like, you know what? Fitness isn't for me. I'm not doing this. And it's easy to do that. But I feel like when it comes to that, you should explore. And I really want you guys to explore so many different workouts, because just because you did that workout and it didn't work out or you didn't like it, I hope you know, if you go try something else, let's say you go run outside, you start cycling, whatever it is, you're like, I love cycling and I didn't know that. It's so important to try different things, because then you'll find stuff that you actually love. Because if there's anything I have learned throughout my years of working out, is I'm not going to do something that makes me feel uncomfortable. I'm not going to do something I don't want to do, because that sucks the fun out of it quickly. And it'll make me unmotivated to want to go. So a few things that I do to kind of motivate myself with the gym is I reward myself. One thing about me is I love ice cream. You could ask anyone. Like I could probably eat that every single night. And that's the same thing. There we go. If I could and I didn't have discipline, I would 100% eat ice cream every day. Rocky Road, please. Like, double dip cone. So what I do instead of doing that every single night is I reward myself on the weekend. Now I don't do this every weekend, but I will be like, if I work out this many things, if I hit a new PR, I'm going to reward myself with an ice cream. Or even then I purchase new workout gear. So I will go order me a new workout set. And if you feel bomb whenever you wear it, you're like, you know what? Like, I'm ready to hit this workout. Like your workouts just feel so different. So I reward myself in that way. And it just feels so much more rewarding. You know, you actually earned it instead of just getting it without really doing anything. And I feel like that's important, and that definitely motivates me so much. Another thing that I personally do to stay motivated is I make a weekly checklist. Now, we don't need to be crazy with this weekly checklist. If you want to, like, be like, I'm gonna sprint and run this much this whole week or something, hell yeah, power to you. But I do a little checklist in regards to I walked this much during the week. I intake this much water, whatever it is. I make little goals, and just checking them off whenever you look at the end of the week, not only does it keep you accountable and you've kind of been like, oh wow, like I really did all that, and it kind of gives you a perspective of what you've done. But it's also, again, it goes back to that rewarding feeling of just like satisfyingly checking everything off. It feels really, really good. And that makes me want to push for next week to try something even more. Like, oh, instead of me walking this much, I want to walk this much more next week, you know? And I feel like that really does help me with staying motivated, because if there's anything I love to do is feeling productive. Something else that I feel like has helped me on the days I don't feel motivated is working out with someone. I feel like a friend or anyone, that helps so much. Because on the days you're not feeling it, I feel like whenever you're working out with someone, it definitely has that like discipline and push to it. So you keep each other accountable. Like, hey, you're not feeling it? No, we're going right now. I know personally me, when I work out with Patrick, which Patrick's my boyfriend, he'll be like, nah, like we're going right now. We're going to do this. We're going to do that. And I'm legit dragging my feet to the gym, just with I could just picture myself with like my gym bag, like, oh, really? Okay, let's go. And after I hit that workout, I'm like, dang, I feel so dang good. Like, I don't know what I was thinking. Also a great feeling that you get to work out with someone and, you both are hanging out, but you're both being productive and working towards a goal. And lastly, it kind of goes what I said previously of having fun and just trying new workouts, like have fun. I feel like so often because of the terms of working out, like, let me take this supplement, let me do this. Like, we're so serious. It doesn't have to be serious. Like today, I honestly, what did I have planned? I had shoulders, but I'm so sore where I think I might just do a glute workout. I'm not even going to sweat it. Like, it is what it is. Go in there and have fun. Try out new machines. Just kind of make it like your playground. We all have that inner child. And sometimes, we don't have to be so serious. So definitely have fun with all of it. I know there's something else that really does help me. I like to think of it as a hack. So on the days that I'm not feeling it, like I'm just in bed, I'm like, there's no way someone's taking me out of this bed, I will take a scoop of pre-workout. And I instantly know, I'm like, Melissa, drive yourself to the gym. Who cares? Just drive yourself there. Just like you can drive yourself to Target, you're driving yourself to the gym, okay? So I'll take that pre-workout, and as soon as I get there, I'm already feeling it. So personally me, I don't take energy type of pre-workout. I do more mental focus, just because I really do need that to kind of like tune in. And it just helps me. I instantly feel like wired, not wired as in like energy, but like wired in my brain, like, oh, we're going to go get this. And I just get off and I'm ready to work out. Because why? Because of my pre-workout, and it helps. It really does. I don't know how many times that's saved me, but that's just a little hack between you and I that I wanted to share, and try it out. Let me know. I feel kind of weird, like take some pre-workout, like it's not like that. Like you don't need to. Even if you just drive yourself, let's say you don't take supplements, drive yourself to the gym, listen to some music, whether you give yourself a pep talk. I've done that before where I just like, all right, Melissa, we're going to get off. You're going to kill it. Even if I tell myself that 10 times back to back, I eventually get off, and I do it because I'm like, I'm already here. So I do want to talk about mindset and discipline. So I know we all know that motivation's there. Anyone could have motivation. I could post, I don't know how many, 10 motivational quotes a day, but it's that discipline that gets you out of bed. I believe in life that there is roadblockers. And whenever I say roadblockers, I genuinely mean like when you're driving and then it says like, go this way, and it's trying to reroute you. You're like, nah, like I'm trying to go this way. What do you mean? And with those roadblockers, I like to think of things that get in our way as that. So for instance, it kind of goes back to what I said previously earlier. Let's say you really want to work out in the morning. Like that's just one of your highest goals is waking up early in the morning and hit a gym sesh. But for the life of you, you can't. Something that I would do as a roadblocker to overcome that is you pick out your workout outfit the night before, you set it out, you go ahead and have your pre-workout or your supplements ready on the counter. So you just grab and go with your gym bag and you just kind of get up that way and you already have everything ready for you in the morning so it doesn't feel so much like a drag, and bam, you've went over that hunch, that like roadblocker as I mentioned, and that's where your discipline will come into play. It just helps it be way more easier to be disciplined. And I feel like it's important to do that with different things. So I feel like it's so important for me to mention this in here as well, is the importance of self-reliance. And this is going to be the harsh truth, but this is something that helps me stay motivated, stay grounded, disciplined, everything when it comes to my fitness journey. It's realizing no one's out here to save you. Only you could put in the work and see the outcome, because no one's going to do that work for you. If you don't want it for yourself, forget about it. It's not going to happen. And whenever I think about that, I'm like, whoa, like if I don't do this for myself every single day, who's going to do it? No one's out here to save me but me. And when I started putting that into my mind, I realized how much power I have within myself to create everything. Like right now, if I did not have the self-reliance to create this podcast, as I mentioned previously, someone mentioning like you shouldn't start or things like that, I realized like, no, like I have so much self-reliance to create everything. So when it comes to fitness, I have the self-reliance to put in the work, because if I don't do this for myself, it's never going to happen. And I just don't want to wake up one day and realize I let so much time go by and I didn't have the self-love, I didn't have the discipline or the motivation to do this for myself. I don't want to live with that regret. So that's something that really drives me to my success, drives me every single day. Every morning I open up my eyes, I just kind of going over everything I've said, realizing the words I tell myself, my structure and my goals, hitting it at the gym, having discipline, why all that really matters throughout my life. Because once I have that structure, I am a walking being that feels so good about myself. I've had the self-love, I've done the work, I feel good, inner and outward, because I'm, taking care of my health inside as well. And that's where you really start to flourish and become the best version of yourself. But I'm going to end it on that note. I hope you guys are feeling motivated, inspired, whatever it is. I know personally I am. I'm so ready to go kill my workout. Like I said, I don't know if I'm doing glutes or what. I might try something new. Who knows? But yes, thank you so much for tuning in into this episode. I genuinely also want to know how your fitness journey is going. So whether you write me personally or comment down below, definitely let me know. And other than that, thank you so much for tuning in, and I will see you guys in the next episode. Bye.